In today's video, we're going to check out some of the different kinds of ACY mailing campaigns that are available in ACY Mailing Newsletter. I actually only use one kind, but Vinny had some questions about what maybe he might be able to do. And so I thought, hey, let's check that out. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thank you for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 301 here on the Basic Joomla channel, where I show you my favorite extensions, tools, and tips for building and maintaining Joomla sites. I also work on Joomla sites. If you're looking to hire someone short-term or long-term, or even just to get you out of a spot, send me an email, tim@cybersalt.com, and let's talk. Today's video is brought to you by our channel sponsor, mysites.guru. Do you have a Joomla site? Of course you do. Well, if you don't, you should. Head on over to mysites.guru and get a free site audit for your Joomla site. You could also get one for your WordPress site. You can even just do PHP sites there too. You'll see that there's tons of features there that will save you time and money and teach you about a bunch of things too. So mysites.guru, I really appreciate Phil's sponsorship of the channel. So there we go. Okay, today's picture, let's just take a few things off there and I'll turn off the camera, is Susan and I in front of the White House when we were there touring around after J-Day USA. And I had to chuckle when I saw that today because, as you can see, I'm wearing the same shirt. It's actually one of my favorite shirts to wear. I have a bunch. But anyways, yeah, so we were there in front of the White House, and it was a warm day when we were there. That's the day that we were almost going. We almost flew home that day, except that gate change got changed. Our gate got changed at the airport, and ended up missing our flight, and so they booked us. We flew out next morning. Anyways, that's a long story. Okay, so where's the button here? There we go. Yeah, so that was really nice there. Now, let me change my glasses here. Let's turn our attention to the screen, which means I'm going to push this button here. I just want to show you something new that you maybe have not noticed, and that is in Joomla chat. In YouTube chat now, there is a contest. There's top fans. So if I click this button up here, you will see top fan for today's chat is Bjorn. He's number one. And actually, if you, he's got the number one next to his chat there too. So that's a new feature. We'll let you guys duke it out so you can be number one. I don't know if this is a cumulative for the whole channel or just for each. There you go. Or for each, it resets for each live stream. But anyways, everybody, Bjorn's up to 75 XP experience points, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so here we are, ACY mailing. Let me go ahead and paste the link to that there. I didn't put it in the video description, but we will. I have sent out tens of millions of emails using ACY mailing over the years, and it has been really great. They've made a lot of changes over the years. One of the things that has changed is that instead of just sending out a newsletter and then having campaigns, each newsletter itself is a campaign. And I pretty much just, when I send out an email, I send out to all my subscribers in a day, and that's it. And then I do another newsletter after that. So that is, but there's a whole bunch of different kinds. So about a week ago, Vinny asked me if ACY mailing would interact with custom fields in an article that would then would look at a date, I think for events that are booked with him, and then would just send out an email. And it would be, and was that possible? So I don't know. So we're going to check out that. Yeah, Bjorn says steep pricing. Yeah, you check out the pricing here. Now, steep pricing if you're using their service to send out emails, then is for instance here 20,000 emails per month, then you're paying for what's that, 20 euros a month for the enterprise version, and that's the full version that we're looking at. If however, there's that's if you're doing ACYMailing only, it's 89 euros a year, which may still seem steep, but here's the deal. If you send out your emails on through your own server, and it's a lot of work to do that, or through if you have a host that will let you send a lot of emails, then what you would pay to send bulk email through those professional services is more than you would pay doing it just with ACYMailing yourself. Now, the trick is to find hosts that will let you send out lots of email. If you're looking for a host that will let you send out lots of email, I'm your guy, because that's partly why I have my own server from years ago, because I needed to get my own mail out. So I have learned over the years how to send out bulk email. So when I know my client, when I only let clients that I know really well onto my servers, and they know, and they send bulk mail, and I monitor it. And if anybody misbehaved, then I would just torch them off the server. So, yeah, so it is steep, but yeah, but that's not what we're looking at today. We're going to look at some of these campaigns. So let's go system, install extensions. I've already downloaded Enterprise, and we'll put that in there. And then we're going to have to do some very quick setups. I think there's something to take us through. There we go. We'll go components, ACYMailing dashboard. Do we have a wizard at the beginning? Yes. So let's do this. Let's do the setup. My Joomla, sure. For the from address, yes, that works for me. My license key. All right, I'm not going to put a license key in there right now. Okay, so I'm going to continue. I'm using ACYMailing without the sending service. That's okay. So I'm going to start using ACYMailing. All right, so beginner steps. Create a first list. Create a list, and let's make our list here. We'll just call this first list. First list. First list. Great. And who do we want to give access to? Look, so we can use everything that's in here. Who can send it? So it's great. Uses the access control levels for Joomla. Hey, everybody, don't forget to give the video a like too. Okay, so that's good. And now welcome email. Okay, I think we can set that up in there somewhere. Anyways, okay, so let's save. Oh, now we can do the welcome email, and we can put something in here. We could say welcome. Subject email. Oh, that's the name. Okay. From CyberSalt. Welcome. And there we go. Select one or more lists. Great. So this is obviously, if you have multiple lists, you can put in a welcome message here for when people subscribe. And advanced options from email, reply to. You can put your information in here, but we'll just go with the default stuff here. And we're going to edit this, and you have your own little block builder here. So we're just going to put text here, and I think that we can then type in here, welcome to the list. All right. All right, great. Insert dynamic text. All right, check out down here. Insert dynamic text. Oh, here's your options here. Username, name, register date, groups. Now this is perhaps maybe where we're going to look to see what else shows up when we start creating profiles with things. But so we can put groups and a username. We can insert that into there. There's a little tag. Welcome to the list. That would put the username in, and info receiver. And I think that's interesting that made just that there. Oh, that's actually my username right now as I'm previewing it, I think. Yes. All right, so dynamic text subscriber. Oh, here's other dynamic text. I've never looked at this before. So you can put in your first part of the username, name, email, creation date, open language. So that's something we want to look. Subscription. Okay, so if we want to put unsubscribe links in there, website. This is the URL of the site and the time format. All right, so good. And over here, we can do some other formatting of what's happening in here. All right, so we've got our welcome list in there. Again, and then we click save and apply, and we have our welcome. Okay, so if we go back to dashboard, the next thing for us to do is add your first subscriber. Let's add me, Tim. And we'll just go Tim at cybersalt.com. Right. Active, active, active. And I'm going to save. And now down here, I can, which list? Oh, I've added new subscriber. Tim at cybersalt.com already exists. Oh, okay. Timmy at cybersalt.com. Let's do that. Control copy. Let's go. Timmy. There we go. Now we'll save. And you didn't send an email to the subscriber. And somewhere down here, oh, manage subscription. Great. And we're going to add them to the first list. Looks like I already had a default one there anyways. Great. Save. And that's our first subscriber. Great. And we will go to dashboard, create the first campaign. And now we're at where we want to be. There are 5 types here. Classic campaign. Choose your template, insert your content, send it to your users. That's the one where you just send out an email to all your users on a list. Create your campaign, schedule it in the future, switch off your computer, and relax. Okay, schedule campaign. We'll check that out. A/B test campaign. Improve your campaigns by testing different designs and options. Do your tests on sample and send the best performing campaign. All right. Automatic campaign. Send newsletter every day, week, month with dynamic content into it. All right. And send a series of emails triggered on a user action. So that might be interesting. So just to show you quickly, a classic campaign, you pick your template, and here's where we've got Dear Admin. All right, they've got that set up. So that would put in your account, your username. Here are some things that you can edit. There's a URL, there's an image. So you can, and this is their existing template. I have a template set up. Let me just show you quickly this here. Cybersalt.org administrator. So this is, I send out twice a week to this newsletter. So as you will see here, if I go components, ACYMailing, and I go to the dashboard, and then I will go to dashboard. Let's go to emails. If I go create an email here, do a classic campaign, I have some templates set up, and what I want you to see here is that if I select this CyberSalt Digest template, which seems to be loading a little slow here, just wait till this finishes. This might just be because my computer is doing a lot right now. All right, so I click that, and So usually it's very quick, but of course, because I'm showing it on a live stream, it's going to be a little bit slow. Okay, there we go. Let's try this now. Okay, now you'll see down here, when I go edit email, I basically have this template set up so that it will insert the newest article in a category in different places, and it all goes together. Here we go. So you see right now that this is showing the cyber assault news. I just sent this out June 29th, most time. That's the newest news item. Likewise, there is this farewell song, which is probably a joke. Yes. And then a one-liner, but these are all set to show the most recent things. So for instance, check out here, when I click on this block here, it will, it is set to show, let me just find the spot, down here. Okay, I don't usually change this, is why I have the template set up. Maybe if I click into that, it opens up the article. That's not what I want. Hold on for just a second here. We'll find it. Oh, come on. Anyway, somewhere in here, it is set to show. Let's see here. It is set to show. Man, where is it? How do I get to that code? I don't think it's edit HTML. No. Okay, let's see. Oh boy. Hold on. Let's just look here. Background, color, design, custom style sheet, things I can put in there. Honestly, I'm not kidding you. There is. Oh my goodness. Let's try down here, see if it shows up. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Ugh. That's what I'm doing wrong. Let's just apply that. We have to do this. Go to templates. Oh my goodness. That's why. We go into templates, we go into Cyber Assault Digest, and now you will see inside the template, when I click in this area here, farewell song, down here, I think we will, whoops, farewell song. Well. So, anyways, just trust me. It is so strange that I cannot find out. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, I click on the item. You will see that it is selecting. This shows the newest clean joke, Christmas joke, or Thanksgiving joke in this section. So whatever an article is in these categories, it will show. So we go down here, the title, the intro text, the full text in this format. Images are set to 300 by 300. Order, number of columns, maximum number of elements. So that is how many articles there are. It just shows one. And order by the modification descending. So I could actually put the publishing date. All sorts of things. Now, why did I go in here? That is because I just wanted you to see that for this template here, you can actually go and I could edit this template or create one and have it set up to show every time I run it, showing the newest article that is on the site. So here we have made our first newsletter, and we could just basically step through here. We select this, we select the list that it goes to. We go to the send settings. We can schedule the sending by picking a date in the future, and then the list will go out. Now, that said, let's go back to emails, and let's create a new email, and let's look at a scheduled campaign. Now we will use this template, and now we're going to see what's different about the scheduled campaign. We have the other one was one time. Let's pretend we've just got this all set up here. Right, good. We will go and save and continue. We'll send to here. And now we have the option here, scheduled. All right. We could pick a date for the 4th. And we can go save and continue. There's our spam test, and we're going to see sending type. The campaign will be sent on July 4th. Yes. To one subscriber. All right. So it looks to me like classic campaign. They have that set up to just send right away, and the scheduled if you are going to schedule. And that's very confusing because I can actually select schedule and a time for this classic one, which is what I've always done. So these two are the same, only this one it looks like defaults to having a setting, a scheduled time. All right, so A/B testing campaign. Let's take a look at that. Use the same template. And we've got this here. All right. And I don't think that we don't see anything here. So why don't we just save this? Oh, now look what we have. We have version A and we have version B. Aha. Interesting. I've never looked at this. So we can do a new version from scratch, or we can start from a template, or we could copy content from the default. Now, if we were to, let's copy content from the default. This is what we see before, but now we're going to edit this. And now, oh, this is very cool. We're going to go back to our design here. See here, our design. Okay, and what we can do this is, let's suppose we put a video up at the top here. Oh, maybe let's pick something I have content for. Let's put an image at the very top. And now what we will do is we would select the image. We'll go to Media Manager. Great. And we're just going to put this at the top. Now, you can, it looks like with the A/B testing, you're going to be able to send out a newsletter that alternates between the two types and probably picks to see what gets the most picks, chooses between what gets the best reaction. And so then I would think that eventually when it sees which one's performing the best, that's the one it sends out. A/B testing, which is really cool. Especially if you're maybe trying a couple of different looks, different templates, you wonder which works best for people. Do that. I did not know that. Well, there you go. I'm glad I showed up today. All right, so this is version B. This is version A, version B, version A. Okay. And now we can, oh, that's funny. Just what the old picture of me doing another live video. A thumbnail just came up from years ago on my reminders here. All right, now so campaign. Let's just put that there. Save and control. Save there. We'll send it to this. Okay. Save and continue. All right, now we're into our send settings. Number of users the A/B test campaigns will be sent to, 15%. Wow, this is cool. The automatically generate and send the version with the best open rate after 2 days. Could even do 1 day. Now I send out a daily newsletter. No, when I send out my newsletter, I want it to go out right away. I send it out on Thursday and send on Sunday. In both newsletters, I mention what day it is, so I wouldn't want to wait a whole day for it to go out. But this would be great if you have sending an email out to a list advertising a product or an event in the future to see who finds it most interesting. You can base it on the open rate, the best click rate, or automatically generate and send a version with the subject of the best open rate and the body of the best click rate. Oh, interesting. So you can, the best open rate would be based sort of on the subject that people see. The best click rate would be if people see something and click on an action. Or you have the option here, automatically generate and send a version that has the best open rate and the body of the best click rate. So that's neat. So if you have a real banger of a subject, when you send your email out, it's doing really well, but the links are actually performing better in another one, that version that you send out, you can mix. Very cool. And you select the percentage that goes out to the people, and there you go. You can send a test to yourself. Excellent. All right. All this time, I did not know that was there. Next, and this is, I think, where we're going to see what answer Vinny's question, if this is possible. Automatic campaign. So we'll pick our template. And here is our template here. Great. We're just going to save. And then we will save and continue. We'll send it to first list. And now here's our send settings. So you can schedule it by a date, all right? Or you can do automatic. Well, I wonder if automatic shows up in the other ones. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Each time ACYMailing is triggered, every day, every week, on the or every. So if it's how will ACYMailing work with Web3 57com QMail SMT setup? We'll look at that in a second. The campaign will automatically generate every week. Yes, every 1 hour, every day. Okay. Ask for confirmation before sending the generated campaigns. Okay. We can pick on the first day of Monday at 12. So what would the purpose of this be? Let's suppose if 10 people are signed up to a list, it will it will not repeat. It will not keep sending the same newsletter to those 10 people over and over again. So let's suppose you have a first newsletter that you send out to people, and or a first campaign. Perhaps it would be, thanks for signing up for our site. We hope. Let's say someone buys a product on your site. They get added to a list that you've created called the bought a widget list, and then they get added. And after they every day they automatically get an email saying, did you know that your widget has some possibilities to add on some features? Here's information, or here's some stories of how people have used their widgets, and it will generate this email. Now if you're using a let's say somebody has signed up for the latest articles on your website, and those are being added frequently, then once a week it would send out an email to people with the newest version of all the articles. But would it send it to, because they've already gotten it? That would be something to play around with. Imran, good to see you. Let's just check here. Imran has chatted, so that means Imran is second place as top fan on this feed. Excuse me. So, but to answer Vinny's question, I do not see anything here that would trigger a campaign or an email going out if someone, let's suppose for a birthday. I'm a user, I have a birthday in a custom field in my profile, and this looks to see who has a birthday and then sends it out only to those people. I think that that's what Vinny was looking for. Okay. On this, okay, so this campaign will be generating, will generate and send a new campaign first Monday of the month at 12. Start date. This, we'll pick a date. Okay. Ask for confirmation. Track this campaign. All right. Let's see. Save and listing. Now, they used to have it so that campaign, after you got the email, the first email, it would switch you to another email list, and different campaigns ran. It would take you funneling right through a whole process. I don't see that here. Now let's go down to automation and see what this is. Create one and let ACYMailing do it. All right, let's just see what we've got here. Name test automation. Okay. Each time ACYMailing is triggered. Oh, classic trigger or trigger based on user actions. Oh, here's user birthday. When the user unsubscribes, okay, user birthday, on user creation, user modification, when the user clicks a link in an email. Let's look at this. All right, so each time ACYMailing is triggered, every day, weekday, every week on every. So this is a trigger. All right, so let's see what we got in here. Please select at least one trigger. Oh, over here. Look at this. Okay, all triggers. Every day. Each time ACYMailing is triggered. All right, there we go. We move that over. That's the action. Oh, and look at this. Drag. Okay. Oh, let's see. Test automation. There we go. So let's see. And then on user's birthday. Oh, now you don't have any date custom field in ACYMailing. If you want to use this trigger, you have to create one. Go to custom fields menu. Okay. So they do have some custom fields, but I don't think that these are connected to Joomla. So for instance, if we make a custom field here and call it birthday, all right, and then we go down here, we pick a date, and there's the format there, active, required, back end, front end, we have a bunch of things there. So now we've got that, it's a date. Now if we go back to our automations, we create a new mass action or create an automation. So let's look at this. Test automation, classic trigger each time there, and then trigger based on user action on the user birthday. Okay, using the field birthday, trigger 0 days before the date at 12 a.m. Yes, at 12. Trigger 0 days before the date at 12. Okay, you'd have to look at this. So this would be at 01, the day of, they would get an email. All right, so now we have classic trigger each time it's triggered. And this here, that's also when the user opens, or when a user opens an email, any email. So that, this would, this would probably, we have to probably pick from an email that exists. Okay, let's just stick with this. All right, save and continue. Execute conditions on the subscriber triggering the automation or on all subscribers. Site account user field ID. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. The registered date. Okay. Okay. Execute conditions on the subscriber triggering the automation. If the account user field. Okay. Is that. So maybe we don't use that. Let's see what's toss. Oh, a toss. This automation will have a 1 in 2 chance of being executed. Okay, so if the person is in, oh, okay, we don't have this really set up well because it's such a new site. But if the site account user, if the group is, the person is registered, you can include subgroups or not. Then do this. Add an email to the queue, remove an email from the queue, set user value, subscribe to a follow-up, unsubscribe to a follow-up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is quite complex here. Subscribe. Oh, there is no follow-up. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot to figure out in here. So if we go back to conditions, let's do this. Site account user field, ID equals ID contains Tim. All right, so save and continue. What do you want to do? Action on the user. Confirm them, unconfirm them, activate, block the user. All right, let's do a different action on the user. ACY mailing list. Subscribe. Okay, so okay, here we get to it. So you could set this. All right, we'll put them in newsletters, and we'll go. So back here, here's their information, test automation on the user's birthday. What would happen is if it's if on the user's birthday, if their name is Tim, if their name contains Tim, then you would subscribe them to newsletters. All right, so you could subscribe them to a special list. Okay. Or we could add an email to the queue. Choose an existing email. Here's one here. Okay. So this is some of our test emails. So you would have one set up for happy birthday. Okay, I got you. So you would send them this email. It would be in the queue for hours or days, specific date. This is when it would be sent. Okay. Wow. Okay. And we would go save and continue. And you would execute action on the subscriber. You would execute this action, copying them. You would add an email to the list to them, action target. And the summary is this. This test automation, the automation will be triggered on a user's birthday at 1 minute on the user's birthday for the ACY mailing field birthday. This automation will be executed if the subscriber has their account field name contains Tim. So this would only if my name is Tim, then subscribers selected by this automation will receive the mail. The subscriber will receive the mail CyberSalt copy. They would get it on July the 2nd at 1852. And then I could activate that. Now, let's do this. Let's save and exit. So our automation is not active. Imran says, as a group, this could make the task easy. He thinks because the serial we may not need uses name or ID. As a group, this could make the task easy. That because in that serial we may not need user's name or ID. That's true. This is just an example of a birthday. But so let's go to and that's Bjorn's question. Let's look at that before it gets too far behind here. All right, and Bjorn's question is this: how does ACYMailing interact with Web 357's Gmail SMTP Connect plugin? Enable secure Google compliant email delivery in Joomla with Gmail SMTP Connect, the trusted SMT solution for Joomla administrators. Seamless Gmail SMT integration with OAuth 2 eliminates outdated authentication methods and enhances security. Important notice: since January 25, Google Workspace will enforce OAuth 2 for SMT authentication, phasing out less secure methods. Gmail SMT Connect ensures full compliance, top tier security, uninterrupted email for Joomla sites. Okay, so I think what Bjorn, correct me if I'm wrong, but this allows Joomla sites to be sending out through the core sending method in global configuration through Gmail. And if that is correct, it won't have any impact on on ACYMailing, because when we go to components, ACYMailing, and configuration, and we go to sending, mail settings, let's see, and we're going to use SMTP. You select what you use. So you would send this out through, you could send this out through, no, yeah. So does this work with Gmail? That's a good question. Oh, here we got Google Mail. Yeah. Oh, there you go. So you can send it out through Google Mail, your client ID, your client secret. You would set that up, and then you would authenticate it. So they do have that. They've also got Outlook and Mailgun and Elastic Mail. Postmark. Or you can send it out through your own website, through your Joomla setup, your server, PHP. Yeah, so that's interesting that they have here. And if we click on client ID, here's setting up. Oh, here's their for setting up OAuth 2 or 0 auth. So I think then, therefore, to answer your question, Bjorn, the Web 357 would not interrupt with this, because you can send your mail out through Google alone, and you can send it out through Google directly from ACYMailing. Imran says ACYMailing uses Joomla system email settings, no matter it's PHP or SMT. Well, yeah, there's a lot of settings here, Imran, that can be used. So you can use the PHP that's built into your template, or built into your hosting. I prefer SMTP, because then you're going out through your mail server if you're sending it out on your own. But if you're using Google Mail, they do have the option here to send out through Google Mail. All right. Username. Okay. Good questions. All right. So going back to, let's close this. We don't need. Let me just let me just fix this here. Oh, I don't know why why that's so slow. Okay, I'm gonna just go to emails here, just to keep my site tidy here, and I don't need this, and so I'm going to delete that before I close it. All right. All right, going back to, let's go to users and field groups. Let's make a new field group. ACY test, right? Save and close. Now we're going to make a user field, a new one, and we're going to call this, I'm just going to put event date for now. And we're going to go to, do we actually have a date for user here? Checkbox media date. Oh, what would this be? Calendar. Yeah, calendar. Okay. And we're going to put this in ACY test. And we're going to let that auto name. I think that's what we're going to do. All right. So now we have, when we go to the user manager, manage, and we go to cat editor, Immer says there's a catch. Some mail servers use third-party security services, which sometimes block outgoing mails. That is true. And I have a client who has had a big problem with that. They're sending out legitimate mail, but there is, so here's the deal. The web host does not want to deal with email. So they hire another company to deal with the filtering. And then that company is not necessarily attentive or ends up blocking your mail going out. It can be a real pain. And so in that case, if you're sending out bulk email, if you're sending out a newsletter and your host doesn't let you, you've got to find a good host that will send you out, let you send out lots of emails. That's all you can do. Okay, so cat editor basic setting. Why? Let's see, cat editor users basic settings. Oh, here's ACY test event date. Let's pick this to be July the 4th. Save and close. Okay. Hey, everybody, look at this. Just goofing around today because it's new. Bjorn and Imran are tied for top fans of this chat. All right. All right, now I need to just check what's happening over here. All right, so now let's go back to ACY mailing and let's go back to automations. And our test automation, the condition was if the name contains Tim. Let's see if, oh, look at this. Here's the field here, event date. So Vinny, you could, so ACYMailing will fire off an automation based on a custom field in the user. That's not exactly what you want though, is it? Because you're looking for something that if someone had a booking, that it would fire off of a different custom field. And unfortunately, it looks like the only custom field here is this site account user field. Yeah. All right. So close, but in this case, no cigar. But that's cool because you could have birthday in the user field. Event date. In this case, would have to be equals. And you'd have to figure out what it was testing for the event date. Yes. I would say at this point, though, for Vinny, for what you're looking for triggering an email to go out based on something in a custom field in an article or in a membership system or something that's booked, ACYMailing would not do that. It clearly has a lot of powerful automation options, but not that one. But this is very, very cool to look at. Um, So if the site user account event date were actually birthday and there's nothing in there, so if it is not null, add condition will add a second one. So if the site account user field event date is not empty, not null, right? And the ACY mailing field email equal begins with the letter B, then it will execute this. So you can have multiple conditions, or you can have something else. Lots of different options when you want something. So yes, very, very powerful. Your action, and you can do multiple actions. You can send an email, and you can also subscribe to a follow-up. Now, follow-up not found. What is a follow-up? Yeah, well, not anything can be possible because we just saw that what Vinny wants to do isn't possible. But yeah, there's that. Now, what is a follow-up? Here's a mailbox option. Oh, these are actions. We haven't looked at that. So I'll list unsubscribe handling, unsubscribe the user. So these are actions that you can do. Let's look for follow-up. These are the queue process, subscription, balance handling, data collection, security. They have a mail checker that you can subscribe to that will look at your emails to see if they're legitimate. However, I don't trust it fully because some of the Gmail addresses it casts suspicion on Gmail addresses, and it in some settings, and I think a lot can be legitimate. Follow up email, yeah. Uh, yeah, mailbox actions. No, oh, mailbox actions. These are actually bounce rules. For instance, if we go into here, you'll see here are some. If this says please unsubscribe user ID and it's in the body, then that user will be unsubscribed and the message gets deleted. Because when you send out an email, bounce messages come back. You can have them go to a separate email box and then your bounce messages get processed. Add-ons. Insert Joomla articles in your emails. Insert Joomla modules. Contacts. Create a user. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Here's other add-ons. Let's see. Community Builder. Insert Community Builder user fields in your emails. Nice. Filter ACYMailing users based on their Community Builder subs. Okay. Contact category. Docman. Custom headers. Add custom email headers to your sent emails. Easy blog, easy profile, event booking, easy social, export the filtered users and the automations, Flexa content, Hika shop, JCal, insert events in your medias. Use a separate server or for ACYMailing system, you think? Yeah, actually, you know what? I registered cybersaltlists.org. It has its own IP, its own cPanel, and that is what I send mail out from my cybersalt.org. I send it out through that, and I keep that nice and clean. I try to keep that very nice and clean for having its own IP. It's just there, and the list is just part of the work of sending it out. K2, that's gone. J ticketing, membership, pay plans, Foca download, artist event, artist content, Chica, Zoo. It would be really great to be able to, yeah, I think Vinny, what you'd like to do would be good to have. Yeah, yeah. But this is mostly just for inserting, like community quiz. You can put a quiz in your mail. If you're using Community Builder, you can put the fields in the tags in your template or in your mail to show. It's quite powerful. All right. But that for follow-ups. Now the queue here shows, for instance, if it's 2 days before a birthday, you can set up an email ready to go at a certain point. Scenario. What's the scenario? All right, choose a trigger. On a user's birthday, yeah. Action on a user, send an email. Yeah. And you can create this email. I've never even looked at scenario before. Look again, new scenario. You can send an email. Subscribe to a follow-up. Follow-up not found. Oh. Let's just see. ACYMailing follow-up. ACYMailing follow-up newsletter. Here we go. K2. Is K2 still being used? It's not going to be available for Joomla 4. It's yes. So they really don't know what to say about it other than they're not happy with Joomla and they're going to, I don't know. I don't know enough to really say. Anyway, so K2 is not moving forward out of Joomla 3. What are follow-up emails? Is a feature that allows you to early schedule your email campaign. For example, after purchase, the customer will receive a first thank you email, confirmation of his order. 2 days later, he'll receive an email to find out what he thinks of it, and finally, a week later, he will receive personalized recommendations of what he bought. Therefore, the customer is supported through their purchase. How does AC work? Okay, so you want to send follow-up emails, you have to go to the selection email, then click on follow-up to click on create. Oh, here's follow-up. Classic schedule automatic follow-up. How the heck did we So if we go to email, create. Oh, look, there's follow-up now. What the heck? That was, all right, that was not there before. I don't think that was there before. Was there? Did I say there's 5? Oh, I bet you there was. I bet you it was before, and I just got so caught up in this. All right, let's go follow up. A birthday. It was, Bjorn. You're right. Okay, trigger this follow up on a user's birthday. This follow up campaign will be triggered when a subscriber is created. A user subscribes. This trigger this follow up when a user chooses to subscribe to a list. So if someone is created, okay, share. Have a session. Share it with us too, so that we can add it to our to-do list. Okay, so a user subscribes. Here you will be able to define some conditions. Emails will be sent only if the user matches these conditions. All right. Send follow-up email if. All right. If the user is subscribing to the list, if they sign up to the first list. Okay, then there's things in here, segments. Okay, let's just do this. User is subscribing to the list. Okay. Create your first follow-up email. Okay. Required field. Okay. Okay. Follow-up email. Okay. Name. I'm going to call this 3-day follow-up. All right. How do you like the list? All right. Send once. Do you want this follow-up to be sent only once per user? Yes. And we create this follow-up email. Name. 3-day follow-up. Okay, we'll do that. Email subject. How are you enjoying the list? From name, yeah, Tim Davis. Email reply to name Tim Davis. Reply to email. We'll leave that there. Send this mail 3 days after the trigger. We edit the mail. Sure. We just put the text here. 3-day trigger. That's it. So you configure your mail what you want it to be. That's good. All right. So now we've got start from, save, or that. Let's go start from. Oh, we could use this template. Okay. So we could start making this email from here, or we just edit it. So let's go start from. Okay, now we've got that there. We could edit this to be whatever is a follow-up. We can use this template. Great. And we can go save. Go save and exit. And now we have an email, which is a follow-up. Triggered for 0 users. Okay, great. So now I think when we go back to, where were we before? Actions, scenario. New scenario. Trigger on a user's birthday. Action. Send email. Subscribe to a follow-up. 3-day follow-up. Okay. Here's our new scenario. On the birthday, the person gets subscribed to a follow-up. They get to subscribe to this email, which would follow them up and would send out what? Got 2 emails. Your first email, how are you enjoying the list? I've messed that up somehow. If we edit this. Here's the the follow-up is a series of emails that go out. The first email will go out on day 0. They will get this message. Great. Then 3 days later, they will get this message. Aha. And they just work their way through there. And that is it. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, Vinny, though it won't do what you were looking to do, um, you you can do a lot of following up with subscribers and have good automatic content with them. Even this, you could say 3 days, like a week after, say you've been a member for a week. Now that you're here, we want to let you know that you qualify for a special offer, the 7-day subscriber. In which case, if you send $1,000,000, we'll send you a CyberSalt hoodie. So it's not just for newsletters. You could actually work this into your product things or into promotions that you have, or you can automate sending out information when, yeah. So there's a ton in here. Like everything, it becomes a matrix that you can lose yourself in. All right. Well, we've looked at a lot of things here. Let's take a look at segments. What is a segment? I charge a lot for my hoodies. Do you make them in America? Vinny, we used to make them in America, but now we make them in Canada. Okay, so select, all right, number of ACYMailing users matching these conditions. Null user. All right, select the filter. So here we can go. A site account user field, the ID, name, contains Tim, Tim. Aha. See the users right there. Tim at cybersalt.com. What did I do my other users in? Let's just see. Oh, remember. Oh, I've got a bunch of users on here from playing around with things. Users. Manage. I only have one that has the username. Oh, I've got a lot that have the username. Tim. There's a bunch here. Oh, but they're not all enabled. Watch, if I filter this, select state and enabled, I only have one username with Tim in it that's enabled. But look, there's editor. So if we go back here and we filter for editor and we go tab, oh, let's see, cat editor. Oh, in the name. Let's see, that's not right. Name is like editor. Oh. Yeah, something is, why is it not finding dog editor, goat editor, Tim? Hmm. Contains. It's only picking up cat editor. Two ones have E in them. Not even that. See you, Imran. Have a good tomorrow. There you go, Vinny. Imran's leaving, so on the score here, and I guess I'm not going to do this every week. I just do it today. It's a new feature. Vinny's at 75. Imran's at 75. Bjorn is at 150. Don't forget to give the video a like, everybody. If you're those of you that are watching, that would be great. Oh, username, name contains cat editor. See dog. Ah, see, there's site account user field. Oh, that's right. Site account user field. How about no, I think this is what we want. The name, go email contains at. It's showing Tim and Kat. Yeah, something isn't quite working there. Wonder what that is. I wonder if I save this, if it's just, no. It's only saying Tim and that. All right, so this would take a little bit of fiddling around. Hmm. All right. But basically, you can create a filter so that the ACY mailing, an ACY mailing field, email, if it contains CYBER, you've got Tim, cybersalt.com, cybersalt.com, cybersalt.com. Don't know what the points mean. Oh, it's a new thing that YouTube started doing for people most active on a chat. They get ranked as top fans. That's it. That is all. It is just vanity. but it is to try to encourage engagement, I suppose. So, yes. Cat Timmy. There. Why our dog editor? Registered. Go pages. I don't know why. See, there's 4 with cybersalt.com in the email. Managing users. Oh. Oh, I wonder. This is an ACYMailing though. Let's look at subscribers. That's why there's only these 3 because we're using ACYMailing subscribers. Okay. So that's why only those 3 show up. If I go here and I want the email contains Tim, there's only 2. All right. Now, but if I switch to site account user field, that was our date, name, contains MM. There's none there. Tim and cat editor. Site account user. Is this because site account users? Tim and cat. One. Cat editor, cybersalt.com. Number 3. I don't think that it's search. I think it's still just searching. ACYMailing. What? Should we go ACYMailing? Users or subscribers. And we import Joomla users. Import them to first list. Now when we go back here, we get 3 that have editor. Okay, so this is still site account user field, but this still has to be inside. They still have to be inside of Joomla here. Zulima, good to see you. And that's even whether or not they've got status or not, but we got our editors in there. Joomla user. Oh, really? Really? Look at that. 3, site account user field. We go back to users, manage, open. These are only the ones that are enabled. If we go disabled, let's just action and activate. And we'll clear this. They're all activated. So now when we go back here, site account user field name contains E. Oh, we end up with 5. Cat. Yeah, see the, oh, editor. Ivor's name, Tim Braun's dog editor. All right. So this was actually only triggering it on active users as well. So that means if we go to the subscribers here and we take out, let's see, May 10, bronze, Tim, and we'll take out Ivor. Nothing personal, Ivor. We'll delete. So now, let's go back here. IV. No, that's the account user field. No. Okay. But you can create, basically you can create a segment. If you want to only email people that have cybersalt.com in their address, you could go email contains CYBERSALT. And there are 6. If you want to email people that have Tim in their name, there are 3. And we save. Save and exit. We end up with a segment, which means, and then in a scenario, the new scenario is on we can when a user confirms their subscription, subscribe to a follow-up 3-day follow-up. Yeah, let's see. And there's a condition. So there's no segment there. Let's see if there's segments that we can put in an email. No. Where did we see segments come into play? Maybe automation, test automation. No. No. Hmm. Email overrides. The email override system needs to plug in ACYMailing override Joomla emails to be active. So you can use these emails instead of what's core in Joomla. But segments is, how do you use segments? ACY segments. Let's see. Segmentation feature allows you to divide your users into specific groups based on filters, ensuring that your messages reach the right audience, improving newsletter and email open rates and conversions. Automate and send email campaigns with ease, whether it's sending welcome emails to new subscribers or triggering. So, segment to reach, automation is king based on strategy. With the segment feature, you have the power to divide your users into specific groups based on filters. This allows you to send targeted email campaigns, ensuring that your messages reach the right email audience, ultimately improving. So automate. Experience the power of automatic campaigns in ACYMailing. I don't. Yeah, it's interesting. This feature allows you to create segments based on filters. You can then use these segments to filter your users when you send a campaign. So a campaign, I think, is an email. If I create a new email, let's just do a classic campaign. We start from this template here. All right, here we go. Nothing in here about segments, so we save this. So that's fine. We've got the name. Edit email. All right, we save that. Save and continue. Okay, what have we got? Save and continue. Recipients. Oh, down here at the bottom, add a segment. Say yes. So we're going to send it to this list. If you check yes, a new tab segment will appear after you've saved, and it will allow you to segment your list. Save and continue. Okay, here we go. Segment. Who do we want to send it to? The test one, which happens to have everyone in it. And you can include or exclude. All right, so let's suppose you wanted to email everybody who had, well, based on what you set up for the segment, you can control it. Include, exclude, create a new segment based on filters. Or, okay, so include or create a new segment. So we say, I want to send it to everybody who is in the group, editor, registered, only to everybody who has a Joomla site, not a WordPress site. Okay, so then you create a segment and you can add it there. All right, and then so you can divvy things up. So you could actually then create a segment for everyone whose birthday is in a current month. You'd have to find out what you're filtering against there. But you could create an ACY mailing field just for the birthday month being June or whatever they select. And if it equals June, then you're just sending out the June birthdays. And then you could set out an automation saying, June is here. We know your birthday is this month. We hope it's great. Here's a coupon to use. Wow, so many things I've not looked into. Subscription forms. Okay, we want this while we're in here. You can do a module pop-up. Display the subscription form at the top of your screen. So this is what your site would be. Oh, and this is a preview. Oh, you can just put it, it's always at the top of the page. Look at this. Automatically subscribe to newsletters. Display the lists. And now those are not showing up there. Let's see, fields to display, birthday. Oh, there you go. You can have them select the birthday, your color. After subscription, confirmation message. Okay, so this is just adding it right to your site here. Form name, sub. Let's save. And let's go up and look at that. And there's your subscribe form right at the top. Interesting. Oh, I've never used that before. Put it in the footer. You can have it set on a pop-up. It says you can have conditions. Display on button click, no. A delay, a percentage of scroll when it shows up. So we go 50%. And we'll just go scroll. Go here. We'll get that. And now as we scroll down, should just pop up around halfway. There it is. Now it's interesting, it just says email there. I would almost be inclined to just do a module and even put that in a pop-up. But yeah, table lists, vertical, horizontal, subscribe button text, fields to display, name, check by default, terms and conditions. All right, well, boy, good thing I have a live stream so I can look around in these things. Well, what else do we have here that I've never looked at? Dashboard, yeah, subscribe forms, subscribers, custom fields. We're in there today, but what the fields that you can put into your ACY mailing. Okay. Okay. Lists, segments, emails, templates, email overrides. Yeah, we saw that. You can override your Joomla ones. Queue, if something is waiting to go out and it's set to not go out for a couple days, that shows up there. Statistics, yeah, nice little statistics page there. And you don't have open data yet. This is just default stuff that is in there. Because it's saying January 23rd, January at 9 o'clock. Add-ons. Yeah. Articles, contents, users, modules. Oh, this was available add-ons that we went to here. Yeah. And mailbox actions. I don't think we've done much here, but you can create an action here. That is a one-time action. And you can create a bounce rule. It's an action on the user. When to delete them. Action. You can forward a message. So this is for bounce messages. Maybe it was automation. You can create an automation. What is here? Test automation. And I think if you've got these done here, we go to automation. I can select this, and I can enable duplicate delete. But look, it's new mass action. I can do an action on an ACY mailing list. Subscribe users, remove users from first list. Yeah, so do that, and then we can set the action targets. I can filter anybody, the ACY mailing. I can remove unconfirmed users, say, or I can remove anyone from a certain place that belongs to the group. And these are things that you run right away. You can process it right away. So it's for real-time list management. So, all right. Wow, so much more here than I've ever really used. Security key for CAPTCHA. They don't have turnstile. Now, what I like to do for subscribing people to ACY mailing lists is to use convert forms to create the sign up, because then you can use turnstile and you can do a lot of things. And I did a live stream on that. I don't know, a month or so, a month and a half ago. It's actually about 5 years since I actually was in ACY mailing, looking at how to set up a list. I know recently we looked at something, but I was surprised that on the channel it was that long. Unless there's a video that doesn't have ACY in the title, which is what I was filtering for. Anyways, ACY mailing is really, really, really great. And also, just let you know, I had someone that had a Joomla site that was running this, and they had a company building them a new website. They're in a recruiting field, and they had a company that focuses on building websites for the recruiting field, but they use WordPress. This guy really liked ACY mailing, was all set up in it. So he wanted to have a separate Joomla site with ACY mailing. And that's the only thing he would have had it for. And I could not in good conscience charge him to keep going with a Joomla site, because that's the only thing he needed. ACY mailing works in WordPress as well. So it's actually, I think it's like UTheme. It's on top of Joomla. It's not integrated totally in it. It's very separate. So I actually moved the guy's ACY mailing. I moved the client's ACY mailing setup from Joomla site over to his WordPress site, and everything moved right over. So, yeah. Right. Well, we have a couple minutes left just before we reach 1 o'clock here, and I have to head out. I'm going to go have some lunch with a friend whose birthday is today. But why don't we go to install extensions? Let's see if there's something new. Install from the web. Newest first. Christopher Mavros. Yes, a good reminder. Everybody, next week, Christopher is going to be here showing his new extension that uses your Joomla articles to train a chatbot in ChatGPT that you can use on your site. So I'm super excited to have him on finally. And I think the last time I tried to have Christopher on, he broke his ankle. So Christopher, please be very careful not to injure yourself this week. I've got the description for it, and I'll be lining that pretty soon to get the word out to everyone. So, yes. So, hello, Christopher. You caught us right at the end here. I am looking for any new extensions on the JED, and these are ones that we saw last week. So, there are none. So, with that, I'm going to go to this screen here and thank everybody for joining me for another Wednesday. It made me look at a bunch of stuff I've never looked at before. And of course, now that we know that this is possible to do all these things that are inside ACYMailing, that gives us some more opportunity that we could set up for clients, services to offer them, or if you're running your own site, you can set it up yourself. You just need to know. It's complex. It is complex, but it is good. Everybody, thanks very much. Just for fun, I won't do this every week, but just because it's a new feature. Top fans for today's live stream. Active in the live stream. Bjorn, #1. Look at that. Imran and Vinny tied for 2. And Christopher gets in there 4th because he commented. I don't know what they rank that on. Oh, I will show you one other thing here. Let's have a little bit of fun. I'll show you a new YouTube feature. Let's do this here. Okay, I'm going to bring over this. And I'm going to go to yesterday's video. Whoops. And I'm going to turn on desktop audio, and I want to show you that YouTube has brought in auto dubbing. I didn't even turn this feature on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my mic, and you will watch. I'm going to play a few of the languages that are available for my video here. Let's just see. Yes. Okay. Sharing desktop audio and muting my mic. I'll be right back, but check this out. We're glad I don't have to do this anymore when I use the Save as Copy feature working on a Joomla article.
Joomla, présenté par MySites, Guru. Obtenez un audit de site gratuit pour votre site Joomla sur MySites, Guru. Salut les fans de Joomla, ici Tim Davis.
मैं भी जुमला का फैन हूँ। बेसिक जुमला चैनल पर मेंटेनेंस मंडे नंबर 321 में शामिल होने के लिए शुक्रिया, जहां मैं आपको जुमला साइट बनाने और मेंटेन करने के लिए अपने पसंदीदा एक्सटेंशन, टूल और टिप्स दिखाता हूँ। मैं जुमला साइट पर भी काम करता हूँ। अगर आप किसी को शॉर्ट टर्म, लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए हायर करना चाहते हैं,
誰かを雇いたい方は timcyult.com までメールを送ってください。ぜひご相談ください。さて、画面を見てみましょう。約5ヶ月前、メンテナンスマン
Film z poniedziałkowego przeglądu konserwacyjnego ostrzegając wszystkich, że w Joomla 5, gdy wybierzesz zapisanie jako kopii w artykule Joomla, kopia, którą utworzysz, zostanie...
Oh, my microphone didn't mute. Does it still go? Oh, sorry if there was an echo there. I actually meant to mute my microphone, but apparently I didn't push the button hard enough. Anyways, yeah, so right now YouTube videos, you can't go back, but now they're using AI to auto dub videos, which works fine for tutorials. like my channel. I'm not sure if you're doing a dramatic reading or really doing a presentation or trying to put, it doesn't have tone, but it is a thing there. So, all right, that's it. Everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for your support of the channel. And thanks for spending another Wednesday with me here, watching me work live. As usual, I hope that wherever this finds you, be it morning, evening, afternoon, or tomorrow, that you are well. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless.